Well, I'm joined in the studio today by Daniel Lee, who is often in the studio himself, creating his own content, recently Melee Science and more here at Yahoo Esports. How's it going, Daniel?
It's going well. I love being here, and you guys have been great.
Yeah, well, and that's what I need to hear. And now video is complete, and now everybody who is worried that we're holding you ransom knows that we're not. Either way, let's talk about Smash in 2017. So all these esports, like we've got CS:GO where there's like player and owner and league drama, and League of Legends where you're seeing huge like league changes and all that stuff. Smash is always kind of funny because it's kind of like the little esport that could, in some sense.
Yeah.
But what does 2017 look like for Smash? Any predictions, any ideas?
So last year in 2016, it was a lot of investment. So a lot of tournament organizers took a hefty hit on finances to put their name out there. And so this year they're hoping to return on their investment. And so hopefully they don't go negative. We're seeing a clamor for commentators and talent to get paid. So we're hoping to see more stability in our game.
Yeah, because a lot of people, I think, were doing this as a hobby in 2016. It seemed as though that was when perhaps careers could start happening out of this, right?
Yeah, we have a lot more players quitting their jobs. Hungrybox quit his job, Hugs quit his job, and they're really pursuing this full time now.
Yeah. What does it, I know you did a recent video about the Switch and all this stuff. Is there anything on the horizon, not just from sort of the salary perspective and leagues and that kind of thing, but anything that we know of that could be coming down the line in 2017?
2017 for Smash 4, they got the 2GG circuit. I'm really hoping that something organized is really nice, because when you have a lot of one-of events, it gets kind of tiring and the storylines get stale. Whereas you have League, you have Dota with these larger events that mean more. Smash doesn't really quite have that. Evo, Genesis, and Big House are kind of significant, but they don't really stand out as much as a Dota TI.
Right. So kind of looking for something that's like a huge pinnacle event, right, in Smash? That's what you're looking for?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. What is interesting to me, too, is that Smash, despite having been around for so long, is still seeing a lot of churn in the rankings. And even, I know there's this Echo Fox player, right, that signed recently. Can you talk a little bit about him?
Oh, so MK Leo is actually from Smash 4.
Right.
But he is a young new talent, I think 15. He won a really big tournament, 2GG Zero Saga, and his big thing last year was he didn't have a visa, and he didn't have
the. He's in Mexico, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And he actually, funny enough that you mentioned it, he actually cannot attend a tournament this weekend because of riots that are happening. So
actual riots, not Riot Games.
Not Riot Games.
Yeah, okay.
And so hopefully you get to see more of him, because 15 is really young. I believe in the LCS, how young?
Yeah, you have to be 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy's winning events at the age of 15.
That's really exciting. Is there anything interesting happening sort of similar to that, I know, the Smash 4 in Melee?
In terms of young people that are just...
Or even just movements in the rankings. Like, I know obviously there were some visa complications last year that ended up getting solved. What's kind of going on in terms of players that are competing in Melee?
So it's very interesting, because we have this term called the post-doc kid, kids that have started competing at tournaments, after the documentary. And because we have online Melee, faster Melee, we have 20XX, we are seeing these people from regions that don't have top players have the resources to succeed. So Cyrox from Colorado is this big young new star. He's 18 years old, doesn't have much competition, and he is doing phenomenally well. I think he has the potential to be like top 15 or top 20 by next year, which is huge.
That is really exciting. It's cool to see still an influx of people that are coming in. And when you guys say postdoc, is that because the expectation is that the documentary was kind of what inspired these people?
Yes, so if you look at the growth of our game, a lot of it came after 2013, which is when the documentary came out. I would say only about 20% of the scene were from the pre-documentary era, and 80% was after.
Yeah. Do you think there's a chance that Melee will ever see a new set of players that kind of came out of nowhere that have started? Obviously there's always talks about the gods and all that kind of thing, and Hungrybox certainly having his high moments, but is there a chance for any rookie to just suddenly show up and surprise everybody?
It's really hard, because unlike League, there's no patches, so you have to outskill these people who have been playing for like a decade.
Yeah.
So I just don't really see a person just randomly winning an event out of the blue.
Yeah. And no retirements on the horizon, right?
Hopefully not. We unfortunately had PPMD not compete last year, and Hacks, because of hand and wrist issues, has no longer been able to play, at least in the past 8 months.
Wait, and then there's a whole new box thing coming, right? So I saw this video on our site, and we don't need to spend too much time on it because people can check it out. But what's going on there? Is that going to change the way Melee and Smash and everything is played?
So just to give a quick recap, it is tentatively legal for Genesis 4. and they're going to experiment with it because there are a lot more people coming out with their own boxes, and so we're kind of having to see like what's fine and what's not okay. So it's going to be tentative, but it is ergonomic. So a guy like Hacks could, come back and use that controller instead of the GameCube controller.
And the Hungrybox had an injury, right?
Yeah, he started his own dodgeball league in Florida, so I'm happy that they're getting more exercise, but he got injured playing dodgeball.
Yeah, there should be less hand movement, I guess, in the exercises that they're doing. Maybe like just running, swimming. Maybe that would be safe, right?
Yeah, or wear gloves.
Yeah, what gloves would be great. Hopefully things pan out there. In your personal opinion, and putting you on the spot, should the box be legal?
Yes, with stipulations.
Okay, what are the stipulations?
We need to revamp the rule set to say why that's okay, but not snowball these random other things to make it them okay too, just because of Smashbox. Like, oh, the Smashbox is legal, I should have this legal.
Okay.
No.
Like things that run macros for you and buttons that automatically do whatever.
Not quite macros, just to clarify for people at home, but like certain conversions and remappings, there's like a lot of technical little things about it that need to be addressed.
Yeah, I don't know how any of that works, but okay, cool. So it sounds like maybe this is going to open up a new conversation. Do you think that could become a huge deal in 2017?
No, I have a Smashbox. I brought it to Yahoo not too long ago. It is so hard to use that I think it has minimal impact in its current state.
Okay. All right, very good. Thank you so much, Daniel, for coming in. Looking forward to seeing how Genesis turns out in just a short time. And for everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things esports here at Yahoo Esports.